and welcome to the R.A.W. podcast. And this is a new segment we're starting, which is This Week in Wrestling. Essentially, we are combining all the biggest news of wrestling from the entire week and compiling it in a 125-minute video, or if it goes longer, or if it's shorter, if nothing happens this week. So, today we're going to start off mainly with the Raw review. And Raw has turned into a 2 hour show, at least till it moves to Netflix. How do you think
Netflix.
this format is? Are you adapting well to the 2 hour Raw format? I don't think WWE is at this point.
No. Actually, to be very honest, I am actually not comfortable with uh, Raw going to a 2 hour format. No, because क्योंकि Raw में इतने सारे चीजें होते हैं ना, तो अभी इस पॉइंट पे तो आई कैन से कि Raw में इतने सारे चीजें हो रहे हैं कि it does not doing justice for Raw to cut down things, cut down the main things which you are about, yeah, which you show to the public. तो मेरे को ऐसा लगता नहीं कि रॉ को 3 से 2 घंटे पे मूव करके ये एक सही डिसीजन था, एटलीस्ट टिल इट मूव्स टू नेटफ्लिक्स, बिकॉज रॉ हैज अ लॉट ऑफ स्टफ्स टू शो. तो इट कैन नॉट बी डन इन जस्ट अ 2 hour शो एंड
Yeah,
बाकी के 1 घंटे में कुछ दिखाएंगे ही नहीं. मतलब मेरे हिसाब से इट वाज नॉट अ गुड मूव
yeah.
फ्रॉम डब्ल्यू और ट्रिपल एच.
आई फील 2 hour रॉ इंटरनेशनली बहुत ज्यादा सेलिब्रेटेड हो रहा है बिकॉज हम तो तभी पैदा नहीं होते. वी वर लाइक born into the 3 hour रॉ era basically बोल सकते हैं. But a lot of people are missing the 2 hour raw and a lot of people loving the shorter format because let's be real, लोगों के पास 3 घंटा है नहीं देने के लिए. I feel कि you're right कि जितना amount of storylines that they have presented now, 3 hours is necessary. Like वो अभी ऐसा लगता नहीं. There was a time in 2016, 2015 मतलब जहाँ पर 3 घंटा लगता था कि भाई बिकॉज 1.5 घंटे के बाद मन नहीं करता था देखने का. Like 2019 में it was straight up unwatchable, but उसके आगे I feel now it has so much content कि 2 hour is kind of damaging. SmackDown being 2 hours makes sense because वहाँ पर इतनी
करेक्ट.
storylines चल नहीं रही है. I think WWE knows how to do a SmackDown 2 hour show because वो SmackDown ही इतने टाइम से चला रहे हैं. But I feel it is a change that the younger audience isn't used to. But I guess people are loving a shorter amount of content internationally and I guess in general. But you're मतलब सही है कि इतना ज़्यादा content 2 घंटे में बस इतना क्रम करना is very difficult. I guess Raw में इतने सारे storylines थे भी. I guess Punk versus Drew चला गया. That's why it makes sense. A lot of storylines have been kind
अभी
of
अभी थोड़ा सा फीका फीका लगने लगा रहा,
like I guess that was one major part.
बिकॉज 1 महीने
Right.
तक वी हैड पंक एंड ड्रू का स्टोरी लाइन जो पूरा फुलफिल
Yeah.
कर देता था, होलसम था वो पूरा.
Right. So let's cover what have all the things that happened in Raw this week. First of all, Karrion Cross is finally getting some kind of momentum with Miz and R-Truth. Okay, first of all, I find Karrion Cross to be a very charismatic person. I feel the New Testament का gimmick was a failure in SmackDown definitely, but Raw में आने
या
के बाद it
करेक्ट.
definitely had some momentum.
मेरे को टू बी ऑनेस्ट मेरे हिसाब से केरिन क्रॉस वाज प्रीटी गुड अंटिल ही वाज इन एनएक्सटी.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
एनएक्सटी
Makes sense.
में जब तक वो था इतना अच्छा कर रहा था, ही वाज सच अ नाइस परफॉर्मर इन एनएक्सटी डेज. बट जब से उसको मेन रोस्टर पे लाया है, आई डोंट थिंक सो ही हैज बीन इन्वॉल्वड इन अ बिग स्टोरी लाइन, नॉट इवन इन अ मिड का स्टोरी लाइन.
Wait.
एम आई राइट?
Yeah, I think fair because Miz and R-Truth had a great momentum WrestleMania के time पे. R-Truth को अपना WrestleMania moment मिला and everything. But after that, obviously, it just felt really, boring. And Miz being a heel makes so much more sense. I genuinely was so happy when he turned heel and बाद में NXT में वो आया and then everybody's just booing him. So it is like very much like 2012 situation where the
करेक्ट.
Miz is again that piece of shit that we all love.
किसी को अगर डब्ल्यूडब्ल्यू में सबसे ज्यादा टर्न्स के लिए अवार्ड मिलना चाहिए ना, तो वो मिज है.
Like Miz cannot be a good guy to be honest. But I feel this match was in a way very good because obviously we don't care about the in-ring performance. Story matter karta hai, and R-Truth wins with a roll-up. And there is a pretty memeable moment. I think the production tried to do it where Karrion Cross was so happy while he was shaking R-Truth's hand, and as soon as he goes back, Karrion Cross is get him now, and which was pretty funny. I guess Karrion Cross does have that comedy job, so I feel that was a pretty good segment. And the Judgment Day now apparently has a lot more new members. Actually, one new member, which is Raquel Rodriguez. Finn
Raquel
Balor is
Rodriguez.
nowhere to be seen at this point. And there are also rumors that they're gonna kick out Carlito out of the group and make him a single stars because Raquel Rodriguez is here now. What do you feel? Do you think Judgment Day is an interesting storyline at this point? Like anymore?
No, to be honest, straight answer no. Because
Yeah,
जब तक डेमियन एंड रिया रिप्ली थे, वो बहुत अच्छा चल रहा था. आफ्टर ब्लड लाइन, द फैक्शन which I loved was Judgment Day.
yeah.
But just name me one member in Judgment Day जिसके साथ कुछ तो अच्छा हो रहा है.
I don't think so. I guess Liv
except
Morgan.
except for Liv Morgan,
Yeah.
except for Liv, किसी के साथ कुछ भी अच्छा नहीं हो रहा.
Yeah, the point of Judgment, like Judgment Day always had, different members showing up. Like first it was Edge ke baad it was just Damien Priest and Rhea Ripley, but then afterwards they converted Finn Balor, and then they kicked out Edge, and then they converted Dominic Mysterio. So a lot of different team members have come and gone in Judgment Day. So a new team member being added it doesn't feel anything different. It's like हाँ यार ये तो होता ही रहता है यार, हर बार कोई नया मेहमान आ ही जाता है. So, and also Damian Priest winning and Rhea Ripley losing kind of creates this weird situation. जहाँ पर it feels like Damian Priest is done with Judgment Day, but it is, he isn't. But Rhea Ripley is still in that terrible story. I guess it's gotten boring now. I don't think this should go past Survivor Series. I guess it should end there. And yeah, like it's
Just
getting
tell me,
boring.
once WWE gets over with this Terror Twins and Judgment Day wala feud, what do they have more for Judgment Day
I
इसके
feel
बाद?
I feel they should disband Judgment Day because there is nobody benefiting from it outside of it. I guess Dominic Mysterio is like the only person who might need Judgment Day or that heel stick, but I don't think at this point he should be in a faction. Like he could be his own heel star. Like he could be the new, the Miz kind of level heat. Usko mil sakta hai abhi bhi. I feel he's very much on the verge to be a mid card champion at this point. So, like,
Correct.
Jey Uso is a very loved superstar. Dominic Mysterio is a very hated superstar. So that feud is going to be very interesting to watch. Let's assume WrestleMania ke time pe. After that, we had a Gunther and Cody segment. They had a face off.
Oh,
Gunther, okay, first of all, this is the only. It is proven that Cody is the top champion and Gunther is like the second champion. But after this promo, when he called Cody the secondary champion, I believed him. I genuinely was like, oh shit, like Gunther definitely is the better champion in general in WWE. Like 75% of his existence in WWE is as a champion, whether it be NXT UK, whether it be Intercontinental, whether it be World Heavyweight at this point. So his storyline arc entirely has just been influenced as he is the most dominant person there. And Cody just felt like literally Gunther made such an important point. Matlab ki you just have this necessity to love everyone. And Cody's response was, हाँ तो. That's literally the entire Cody promo. हाँ तो बोल दो.
I never understood the point of this crown jewel championship.
Yeah.
Because तो फिर सर्वाइवर सीरीज क्यों है? वॉर गेम्स को हटा के सर्वाइवर सीरीज में जो पहले रॉ वर्सेस स्मैकडाउन होता था वही कर दो ना.
Yeah, apparently this was a request from Saudi. They have a $1 billion deal with Saudi or something. I don't know the actual number. I'm assuming it's billions
See,
at this
this
point.
this might this might seem like an early prediction from my side, but I'm gonna tell ki I really want I want from the bottom of my heart ki Gunther ही जीते
Yeah.
ground jewel.
I feel Cody winning from this match is not gonna do anything much. But also,
कोडी
this
को
is
ब्लड लाइन के इसमें डाल दो, वही वो
I
उसका
don't
उसका
know.
किस्मत ही वही है.
See, the thing is that we can do another predictions video, but it just because this is a Saudi show, nothing that happens is canon. It's essentially like a glorified house show. एक हफ्ते. It was a request from Saudi ki they do something like this. That's why it is happening. And I feel they want the hero to win always because they also have a very Bollywood mentality जहाँ पर hero को जीतना चाहिए. ठीक है? So I feel Cody might just win this one. Even if you like it, if you don't like it, but they did make Gunther win in the King of the Ring, and Randy was the loved person. So maybe
Yeah,
Gunther has a good chance, but ऐसा भी बोल सकते हैं कि Gunther एक बार जीता दूसरी बार कोडी को जीता है. You never know because Saudi still works in a very Vince McMahon booking state. Like they want the बोलते ना like masala and all that kind of stuff. So I feel this promo just proves that Gunther versus Cody is an equal versus equal. It doesn't feel like a
correct.
first champion versus secondary champion. So I'm happy about it. Next, Jimmy and Jay have an altercation backstage. Not an altercation, but they have a very awkward face off, you would say. A very well shot, well adjusted thing in that episode was Jimmy trying to talk to Jay, and Jay was like, "Bhai, mat baat mat kar, please."
अपना शक्ल भी मत दिखा मेरे को.
शक्ल पे मत दिखा. Do you feel it is too early to get Jay in? Because I feel they are jumping the like Jimmy came, and as soon as that happened, they were like, "Abhi Jay ko lana hai." And I like the fact that Jay isn't immediately going there. But do you think it's early
सी
for Jay to be
मतलब
involved?
थोड़ा थोड़ा अभी डब्ल्यू डब्ल्यू वालों ने अगर ऐसा स्टार्ट कर दिया है तो इतना ऐसा ही चलने दो. मतलब जे को और लटकी देने दो इन दोनों को कि मैं तो नहीं आऊंगा, मैं अपना ड्रामे करते रहूंगा. ये चलते रहने दो. बट इट इज द करेक्ट टाइम बिकॉज वी कैन सी फ्रॉम द पास्ट 2 और 3 वीक्स जब से बैड ब्लड खत्म हुआ है तब से जे अपना जिमी और रोमन आर looking weak, are actually looking weak in front of the fake bloodline. So I think जब से जिमी ने स्मैकडाउन में बोला था कि they really need help from the last week of SmackDown. So actually this is the right time कि they are trying to bringing Jay in the OG bloodline. But Jay नाटक कर रहा है, वो अलग कर रहा है अपना. It's justified, it's fine. अभी एक एक और 1-2 हफ्ते ऐसा यही चलते रहने दो. फिर 2-3 हफ्ते के बाद finally Jay will be in the bloodline, the OG bloodline, and the OG storyline will have its start.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
it makes sense because it's like Jey Uso has been screwed over by the bloodline so much. Like Jimmy was the guy who costed him the world championship in the first place. So to even consider this is gonna be a fast turn or whatever, like again back to the bloodline is just it it doesn't make sense. I feel you're right कि मतलब एक दो हफ्ता और build होने दो कि भाई मत बात कर, and eventually he's gonna help. But yeah, and Jay is a baby face. Like I don't think he's gonna join the Rock side. Also, he's selling so much merchandise. The kids love him. Everybody loves him. So he's gonna be on the Roman side only. But I feel that yeah, like I feel they should wait for a couple weeks more to have another altercation because SmackDown में उसने बोल दिया कि भाई नई बात करनी है. So I guess 1 or 2 weeks they should. I feel Jay
I
should
still think I still think कि जब तक जे के पास वो इंटरकॉन्टिनेंटल चैंपियनशिप है वो तब तक नहीं आने वाला.
exactly. I feel, but that means
बिकॉज अगर इंटरकॉन्टिनेंटल चैंपियनशिप अगर वो चैंपियन रहे के वो स्मैकडाउन में आके ही जॉइंट्स द ब्लड लाइन रोमन एंड
that is wrong. Yeah,
जिमी के साथ अगर ज्वाइन करता है तो रॉ में एक मिड कार्ड चैंपियन किधर गया फिर.
exactly.
तो
So
दैट्स नॉट गोना.
yeah, I don't think he's gonna jump ship to SmackDown. But again, yeah, like War Games, then eventually War Games stuck. If he loses the championship, it's a different thing. But I don't feel that's gonna happen. I think it's gonna be a lot more time. I feel he's not gonna be in the part of the War Games match. He's gonna have a singles match, like how it's intended. I'm assuming that's what's intended. So yeah, but again, SmackDown may there is forward progression of the story, and then there was Rhea Ripley and uh, Tiffany Stratton versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Again, I have zero interest in this. I genuinely don't care about this because
द मेन हाईलाइट ऑफ दिस थिंग वाज टिफनी को अभी थोड़ा सा रियलाइज हो रहा है कि नहीं अभी मेरे को नाया जैक्स का मतलब
yeah,
नाया जैक्स के पल्लू के पीछे रहना नहीं चाहिए. वो थोड़ा सा अभी टेंशन दिख रहा है मुझे उन दोनों के बीच
yeah.
में.
I also feel कि मतलब एक हद तक that close cash in that they were thinking Liv Morgan को like they can cash in or whatever, that was kind of stupid in a way where it's like okay, so basically you're saying ki you're gonna help Tiffany Stratton cash in and then you're gonna face her for Clown Jewel, your own friend. Matlab that little plot point, it was fun for the episode, but again it didn't make sense, or it did make sense apparently because there is a rift going on or whatever, there is a heel turn or something. I feel there is a cash in Crown Jewel. I feel like in Crown Jewel
हो
it's the
सकता
same,
है.
but we just don't know what whom. But yeah, there is definitely a cash in. Tiffany Stratton might just be a new champion. Then we had the return of the Viking. What's the name of that
वाइकिंग
team?
रेडर्स.
Viking
द
Raiders.
वाइकिंग
Yes.
रेडर्स. या.
Okay, but I definitely missed Ivar. I definitely missed Ivar. He was such an amazing performer. They got rid of the Viking ka face paint and everything, and they are now looking more like a motorbike wale people. So I feel that is a much nicer change. Their performance is definitely the same. They are back again, like as good as they could be. And they fought Akira Tozawa and what's his name? What's his name?
Otis.
Otis. Oh God. I think yeah.
Yeah.
Otis was so like popular like 5 months ago, and now I can't remember his name. That's a huge problem nowadays.
आई जस्ट होप कि वाइकिंग रेडर्स के साथ वापस से कचरा नहीं होना चाहिए, उनके
Yeah,
बुकिंग के साथ वापस कचरा नहीं होना चाहिए,
they
बिकॉज़
were.
एवरी टाइम दे
Yeah,
रीपैकेज वाइकिंग रेडर्स, समथिंग बैड हैपेंस विद देम.
both of them got injured like very badly. Like when Ivar went back to NXT, he got injured, and the other I forget his name. It's been that long.
Eric.
Eric, yeah. So
Yeah.
he got injured for a very long time, but now they're back and they were former Raw Tag Team champions. So maybe there is something out there for them. And then we had Braun Breaker versus Kofi Kingston, which was okay. This match kind of reminded me of 2013, 2012 Kofi Kingston. You know, like it is. I don't know how to explain this, but I was getting that vibes. And Braun Breaker is just he did his job. You know, he did an amazing job, but it's like he did his job. I feel like it. You know, I don't know why. This may be a hot take, but I feel it was too soon to take that championship off of Braun Breaker.
Correct.
I love
I
Jey
still
Uso as a
agree.
champion, but I just wanted more of Braun Breaker being a dominant force on Raw. Yeah. Like I
We
just
didn't even get to see who Braun Breaker is
yeah
actually is.
yeah I we never really got a champion Braun Breaker, and I was very excited for it. And I do understand for story purposes you have to make Jay champion, but yeah, I do want Braun Breaker as a champion again.
See, if Jay was not the champion currently,
Yeah,
wouldn't have been the champion currently, obviously उसको bloodline में देखा जा सकता
yeah.
था.
So I don't know how this is going to, eventually dwell further into that. And lastly, we're going to talk about Bronson Reed and Seth Rollins on an upcoming feud. They both had a promo with uh, the general manager. What's his name?
Adam
Adam
Pearce.
Pearce. Yes. So
Yeah.
आज मैं सबका नाम बोल रहा हूँ. But this is what I love about Bronson Reed's promo. Okay, he straight up said, "I want to be in the main event. I want the attention. I want the fame. I want to be on top of the food chain. This is what you expect out of your employees. Now give me a feud with Seth Rollins because that's gonna catapult me to be a star." You don't see
See,
these kind of
with
promos.
this, with this, I just got a question in my mind कि Bronson Reed and Seth Rollins का feud चला रहे, it's fine. It's beneficial. It's completely beneficial for Bronson Reed. But what about Seth?
See, I feel Seth's promo was essentially that he was in top of the food chain, and everybody obviously wants to bring down who is at the top, right? He wants to essentially prove himself, and I guess Adam Pearce was also right that there is injuries and then there is injuries. Like either you're gonna be out for a few days or khatam bhai, like you're gonna be Bret Hart after Goldberg match. So this is a scary moment. Like I like the fact that Seth Rollins fighting essentially a mid carder is a very threatening thing. So I guess they're doing a very good job with Bronson Reed being a main event monster, like similar to Mark Henry. I guess So
Yeah.
I have very good
I
hopes.
really, I genuinely wanted to see the start of Seth and Punk ka feud, CM Punk ka feud.
I guess Punk. The thing is, Punk hates Saudi Arabia ka ye whatever thing. That's why he's out on like recovering from
Yeah,
Hell in a Cell, which is really funny. I genuinely respect CM Punk for having his moral situation. But yeah, like I feel it is too early for Punk and Seth. I guess Punk versus Seth is a WrestleMania feud, so I wouldn't mind waiting till even Royal Rumble for that to start. Like give it that April build and whatever. Like I would I would wait for that. And I guess that's it for the Monday Night Raw. How would you rate it out of 10?
I'd give it a 3.4. Sorry, out of 10, na? I'd give it a 7.
I would agree. I would give it a 7 as well. I guess adjusting to the 2 hour schedule, it was much better than the previous week's Raw
Yeah,
when it first turned into 2 hours. But yeah, this was a pre recorded, it wasn't really live. And yeah, I
it
guess they
was a
did well.
tape show.
It
Yeah,
was a tape show, which was great. So now we're going to move on to the SmackDown review. And the first thing that happens is Solo comes out. He talks about how he's a very all Roman has to do is acknowledge him and then Lafra over, which is
yeah.
stupid. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this promo was kind of stupid. I did not it, I did not connect with it. I did not understand what was the purpose of it until Jey Uso came out. They were
Until
like,
we saw Jey Uso, yeah.
yeah, they were like, okay, yeah, so he was just blabbering till Jey Uso comes back, and it
And Jey
was
Uso coming
tremendous.
to SmackDown just to confront Solo was unexpected.
I could not have believed it. Like it was genuinely like, okay, this is good. I did not expect Jey Uso
What
to come
was
out.
your reaction when you heard Jey ka theme song hit on the SmackDown? Firstly,
I was shocked as in I was like, oh, okay, okay. So they are crossing way too much Raw and SmackDown, right? So I did not expect Jay to like first episode mein, like they were like, okay, mere se baat mat kar, I don't want to see you to Jay. So I was like, okay, he's not gonna show up on SmackDown. Obviously, he wants something to be different. And then Jay Uso's thing pops up, and I love his entrance ka thing, and whenever the crowd is supporting, it's something to marvel at. Honestly, it's
whenever the light gets dimmed
the
down.
light gets dim, like, and my favorite moment that entire in the entire promo was, so like sorry, Jey Uso is coming down and he's right on the ropes, right? And you can see Solo Sikoa just going, हाँ चढ़ना चढ़ना जो करना है कर ले चढ़ ले भाई जो कर. He's so fed up. He's like हाँ यही करते बैठ तो मतलब Solo was hilarious in that sense, like I feel that exchange between Solo Sikoa and Jay was very funny. They are brothers, so understandingly, they can work together very well. And he was
I thought after seeing Jay Uso, I thought कि they were gonna get physical at some point at the SmackDown का episode,
yeah.
but Jay ने आते ही बोल दिया, "What's up, little bro?" भाई, मतलब the start of
Immediate assertion of dominance. Immediate. This is, like similar. This is very similar to when Vin Diesel and Dwayne Johnson were having like a fight during Fast and Furious, and in every Vin Diesel post is like "Mera chota bhai Dwayne," "My little brother Dwayne." Every like it was like subliminal, like, or always like "Mera bhai Dwayne." Like like he was always like he's tried to little bro Dwayne Johnson. It is similar to what Jay is doing to Solo. It felt like
Yeah,
that.
actually, if I connect this, मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि मतलब अगर ऐसा कोई ऐसा फैमिली में देखेंगे तो तीन भाई है,
हाँ,
तीनों भाई में से सबसे छोटा भाई बहुत नालायक है और
हाँ,
सबसे बीच वाला भाई जो है एकदम न्यूट्रल रहता है.
वही.
बीच वाला भाई आके इसको समझाने की कोशिश कर रहा है, बेटे शांत हो
हाँ.
जा वरना मेरे को शांत करना पड़ेगा तेरे को.
Jimmy is a like ये older, right? Jimmy is older or Jay?
Yeah, Jimmy is the elder one.
Elder one. हाँ. Jay is the middle child who never gets treated well. Yeah.
सो सोलो को देख के मेरे को ये वाली फीलिंग आ रही थी, सबसे जो छोटा भाई छोटा वाला बच्चा रहता है फैमिली का, जो
हाँ.
इतने इतने नाटक करता है, इतने नौटंकियां करता है, जिसको पप्पा के बेल्ट पढ़ के भी वो सुधरता नहीं है.
That's what it
एंड
feels
फिर
like. Yeah.
बीच वाले भाई को आना पड़ता है सॉर्ट करने को कि बेटे
Right.
तू शांत हो जा वरना मैं अपनी पे
Right.
आऊंगा तो मैं अपने
The
तरीके से शांत
diplomat.
करूँ.
The middle child is always the diplomat. So yeah, I
करेक्ट.
completely relate to Jay also. But that was a fun promo, and then it was DIY versus Street Profit versus Pretty Deadly. Triple H, please.
हार्ड हिटिंग मैच.
This is
या.
a request. Please do not fumble the tag division in SmackDown. Please do not fumble the tag division. Get the titles off of the bloodline. I don't want it. I don't care. Give this tag division something, because this match was incredible. Like I will not. Pretty Deadly, first of all, was one of my favorite characters in SmackDown. I'm so happy they're getting. I remember I was watching SmackDown. My mother walked by and she was like, "यार इसके बाल बढ़िया है यार इन दोनों के. ये औरतों के इतने अच्छे बाल नहीं होते." And I was like, "Yeah, but they are pretty like deadly, to be honest. But like, they are amazing performers, and Street Profits and DIY obviously have been an amazing addition to SmackDown and
I
always will.
genuinely want to see DIY on a greater level,
I want
on
them
a
as
greater
champions
push.
again. I want them
Yeah.
as champions again. I
I
hated
want to
DIY.
relive the NXT days again.
I want to, yes, yeah, as well. And I don't think we should say anything more than how good it was. I'll just give this a 9
Yeah.
out of 10 match and we'll move on. And
10 on 10.
10 on 10,
Yeah.
yeah. I guess I will say 9 because this should have been much more later. Like, I feel, well, then this shouldn't have been like in a
थोड़ा मेन इवेंट के
yeah,
पहले होता
thoda,
तो अच्छा
yeah,
होता.
yeah, yeah. I feel, and then there was Nia Jax and Candice LeRae, the new women's speed champion from Twitter, and Bailey and Naomi. This was a pretty fun tag match where it was, okay, the match was okay, but the finish, Candice LeRae pins Bailey, even though by cheating. It was like, wow. Okay, first of all, I
It was
do,
shocking.
yeah,
It was
it was
shocking.
like, I did like how it ended. It didn't really continue the feud between Naya and Bailey and Naomi, which is still getting stale in my opinion. But Candice LeRae did get a nice push. So we also had Piper Niven and Lash Legend, which was an unexpectedly good match.
Yeah.
I did not tune into this match. I was like, okay, fine, okay, we're gonna get a new debut match. But Lash Legend was impressively good. What did you think of a like good singer? Like
She seems like a promising performer.
she
We
definitely
can
does.
expect, we can put money on her in
Yeah,
for the future कि वो ये बंदी जो है अच्छा करेगी.
they, well, the new tag team which has come up, they definitely feel like they are very good contenders for the championship. Like they feel like
We can hope कि women's tag division is it can go on a
these two
greater level,
performers, yes, with
on
these two
another level.
performers, like even in just a couple of weeks of appearance, they have definitely done a great job putting spotlight on them. Like this match definitely showed how great both of them are in the ring. Piper Niven has always been great, but this she did a great job putting over this newcomer from NXT. So I feel this was a great segment as well. And Roman and Jey Uso finally come face to face backstage. And okay, I'm not even kidding. When Roman said like, "I am proud of you," we all are to Jey Uso. It was like, oh my god, like oh shit, it happened. Like I did not expect this from this episode. I did not.
Correct. Yeah.
This was a
This
genuine.
this this is looking like a pure baby face wala character.
This is character development over the course of 4 years. Like this moment, even though it did not have enough build, it delivered. Like this was unexpectedly such a brilliant interaction between the two. And Jey Uso was obviously like "Gaand mara na gaand." Like I respect that. I respect that. Like you did
I was
screw.
a bit surprised. I was a bit surprised by seeing Jay Uso का reaction अब जब वो जिमी को देखा. He
Yeah.
literally smiled क्योंकि उसी हफ्ते रॉ पे बंदा इग्नोर मार के चला गया
Yeah,
एंड
so I
वही
that was
हफ्ते
confusing.
स्मैकडाउन में स्माइल दे रहा है उसको.
Yeah, which was again it was like I don't know what's happening, but I did
This
love that interaction
explains
that
why blood is thicker than water. भाई कितना भी
that is
कुछ हो भाई भाई है तू मेरा.
Michael Cole, bro. Like I have to say. And okay, first of all, we're gonna talk about this first. Kevin Owens had a video package where he basically explained a very incredibly valid thing, that Kevin Owens literally put his body on the line for so long against Bloodline, only
Yeah.
for the one person he had within a faith on, like Cody Rhodes, to team up with the one person who has costed him world championships and literally almost half his career. So I am on Kevin Owens' side. I'm sorry. Like I was a very much like, okay, Cody's a great champion, Cody's a great champion, and I still feel he's a good champion, but now I'm on Kevin Owens' side. Because it's like
See, बात अगर केविन और कोडी का फ्यूड चलाने का हो तो आई एम ऑन केविन साइड
I'm on Kevin's side,
बट
yeah.
इफ केविन और रैंडी का फ्यूड चला रहे ना आई एम ऑन रैंडी
No,
साइड.
I'm still on Kevin's side. Because okay, first of all, okay, so this is where it is essentially leading, because in the promos, like the one person I'm hurt with the most is Randy Orton. And to be fair, Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens is a very nice feud. Like it sounds like you don't even have to do much for me for to sell that as well. So I feel yeah.
सी मेरे को तूने वो फर्क देखा क्या कि मतलब बैड ब्लड में केविन कोडी को धो रहा है एंड अगले हफ्ते कोडी आके कुछ मार मारी कुछ कर नहीं रहा है बट यहाँ पर जब केविन का एक एल्बो लगा रैंडी ऑर्टन को बंदे ने
It
सीधा
is a
पंच
it
किया
is a national issue.
एंड या एंड ही इज रैंडी ऑर्टन आई एम अबाउट टू जस्टिफाई कि ही इज रैंडी ऑर्टन
He's Randy Orton.
बिकॉज वी हैव सीन हिम मतलब एकदम कमीना रैंडी ऑर्टन जब उसका कैरेक्टर हुआ करता था वी नो हिम वेरी वेल. ठीक है.
Yeah.
तो मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ केविन अपना रैंडी और कोडी का के इसमें जो फर्क है कि कोडी सीरियसली नहीं ले रहा रैंडी ने बहुत सीरियसली लिया है केविन को केविन के
But
एक्शन को.
but I still feel Randy Orton is gonna turn heel. Okay, like I don't know why.
He's going to turn heel
Yeah, like
once he moves on from Kevin Owens. He's coming for Cody
yeah,
Rhodes.
I genuinely want to see a heel Randy Orton before he retires. Like I want to see that 2009 bald Randy Orton types, the one that literally beat the shit out of Stephanie McMahon in front of Triple H while he was handcuffed to ropes. I want to see that Randy Orton again.
The only guy who has fucking guts to attack women. Attack women.
Like bald,
बाकी
bald,
कोई भी नहीं करता.
bald Randy Orton. Like my favorite Randy Orton videos in WWE is not even his matches. It's like you'll see a fan interact, and he tried to give a high five or a fist bump to somebody and they rejected, and the entire comment section, 2000 Randy Orton would have killed this child. Like 2000 Randy Orton would have put them in a dumpster fire. Like a one, like he tried to like his high five somebody, or like somebody like hit him a little, like while tapping his shoulder or whatever, the 2009 Randy Orton would have murdered his family. That's the entire comment section. I want to see that Randy Orton again. So I feel this video, they're doing such a good job by keeping Kevin Owens out, because they know the crowd is gonna cheer for Kevin Owens. They love Kevin Owens more than Cody Rhodes, to be fair. And then we
Correct.
had a Cody Rhodes promo, which essentially the point of this promo, I don't care whatever he said. He basically said there is a definitive winner. Like it is not going to be like दोनों ही safe दिख के बाहर निकलेंगे like a lot of champion versus champion matches are. One of them is going to win, and I guess you are right. It should be Gunther. Okay,
Yeah.
and I don't
See,
want.
this
Hmm.
segment, कोडी का जो प्रोमो हुआ था, I'll be honest with you. पहली बार मैं ऐसा बोल रहा हूँ कि I'm considering a champions promo as a filler in the show.
Yeah, it was a failure. I did not. It didn't really
Because
progress
because
anything.
if you cut down Cody ka promo and if you look at the whole show, it was actually wholesome.
Yeah, it was just there. Like I mean, I like that promo. Like okay, you obviously need the champion to be on the show. You need something for Cody Rhodes as well. I feel it was a decent enough thing to just let him come out, let the crowd do the whole thing. That's what they paid money for, the crowd experience, and we all came in for that as well. Similarly, how Roman Reigns has to do a Superman punch and a spear, even if he's just having a promo. So I get that. Like the fan service is definitely real. That's what people are there for. But this promo just it should have been something else. It shouldn't have just been one
Yeah,
information कि हाँ दोनों में से कोई एक बड़ा आदमी दिखेगा. Like I understand, like that is a good information to give us, but that's it. Then he just blabbered on for 4 minutes, and I don't know why. Like it was just there. And finally, we had Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa having an interaction where Roman partially acknowledges Solo Sikoa. Actually, he does not
yeah.
acknowledge it. Who are we kidding? He
No,
does not.
he did not.
He did not.
I was actually मेरा रिएक्शन ऐसा था कि मेरा मुंह खुला का खुला रह गया जब रोमन ने बोला आई एक्नॉलेज यू, बट बाद में जो सुना, मेरे को दिल की तसल्ली हुई.
Yeah, I okay. I honestly did not even feel कि वो I acknowledge you words भी निकलेंगे उसके मुंह से. I did not even think that was gonna happen. But yes, I feel this promo did a great job on showcasing that Roman is
This was
still.
pretty similar. This
हाँ
was pretty similar to Paul Heyman का thing जो उसने बोला था, I
हाँ
acknowledge you as not my tribal chief.
हाँ
ऐसा मेरे को थोड़ा
I don't.
कनेक्ट किया मैं.
But I feel okay. I feel this double take of oh Roman is going to acknowledge Solo. Like yeah, I honestly knew it wasn't gonna happen. I was kind of expecting that Jey Uso was going to come and save. I was like, okay, they're going to pull the trigger soon, but I was so happy he did not come out. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the I loved Solo Sikoa. Okay, I will say in this promo, Solo had the best line where it was like, "I knew you
Yeah.
didn't change, that's why I didn't change either." Then he flips, his fingers, and oh my god, you have rest of the bloodline dragging Jey Uso, and his face is bruised.
This was the
Great,
first time I felt Solo
is
is
dangerous.
actually a threat.
Yeah, he's
Is
dangerous now.
actually a threat.
Now he looks fearful. Like I guess we clowned on Solo so much. I guess it's finally his time to prove everybody, like mainly us. We like he has to prove us wrong, and he kind of has
Yeah.
started to. Like this was a very good delivery by Solo, and the bloodline actually
Correct.
looked strong. Finally, it looked strong. So this was a very solid episode of SmackDown, and I'm willing to give it an 8.5.
I was actually happy कि जब ये लोग का पिटाई हो रहा है तभी भी Jey Uso
Yeah,
didn't come to save.
yeah, I loved
Was
it.
not there to save.
And
Because
finally,
they are
oh sorry,
actually building कि ये और मार खाएंगे पर हम लोग Jey Uso को लाएंगे नहीं.
yes. And finally, for me, the most important part about SmackDown, Motor City Machine Gun makes their debut. Okay, so Rushil, do you know anything about Motor City Machine Guns?
I don't know anything. I don't know
So I
anything.
want
I
to,
don't have any
yeah.
idea.
So you are exactly the type of audience that WWE was targeting towards with this debut, because I have a brief knowledge about Motor City Machine Guns because I used to watch some of TNA sometimes. They are a very legendary tag team. They have been in Japan, they've been in ROH. You just name it. Motor City Machine Guns are the Usos of the international wrestling industry. So I would say
Oh,
that, yeah, and like it is similar. Okay, so don't attack me in the comments. Like if you are a WWE fan, this is the best way I can explain it to you. What did you feel about the debut match? How did it feel for you? Like
अच्छा लगा मेरे को. ये
yeah,
जो टैग टीम है, आई थिंक they were pretty good as performers, and we can actually place bets on them
yeah,
कि आगे जाके ये लोग करेंगे, कुछ तो करेंगे. बट अभी मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है कि see, actually I can't comment anything about them because the
yeah,
match was good. But I can't comment anything about them because I don't have any idea
yeah,
about these two guys.
yeah.
So you take it on from here.
See, the thing is, For a Motor City Machine Gun match, this was not their best. Okay, let me just tell you this right now. Their debut was like only 10% of how good they are. I understand with age, obviously, you're not gonna be as athletic as they were in their prime days, you would say, but no, there is a lot more to come. When they're gonna start cutting
I
promos,
actually felt the ये इन लोग के टैग टीम का जो नेम है वो थोड़ा सा वियर्ड लगा मेरे को, थोड़ा सा वियर्ड लगा.
we're not
मोटर
used to it.
सिटी मशीन गन.
I would say
या
that there are many like I feel it's a very catchy name, Motor City Machine. It's a fun thing to say, like no syllables, Motor City Machine Guns. Like
या
without any breaks, it's a fun name to say. It sticks in your brain. They're from Detroit, I guess, like Detroit based. So yeah, I feel it was a very good debut, but it could have been obviously like elevated more. I think if they just debuted like a regular debut that happens, like either they interrupted something or they were like, there was a surprise thing. Maybe they did the right course. Not everything has to be a surprise. Sometimes it's like, people get hired and they're getting an opportunity. This was a very nice way,
करेक्ट.
I would say. So what would you rate SmackDown out of 10?
I'd give it a 9.
Yeah, okay. I would definitely give it an 8.5. I feel if the Motor City Machine Guns debut was even better than what they had, the match itself, I would have given this a 9, but it's an 8.5.
Yeah.
And next in news is in the Cody promo, he mentioned that he once slayed the beast. And a lot of people started speculating that Brock Lesnar is going to come back. Do you feel that's the case?
Actually, I feel yes. 99.99% मेरे को लग रहा है before WrestleMania or in Royal Rumble, Brock is definitely gonna come back because if see WWE का एक फॉर्मेट रहा है, ठीक है, अगर एक बंदे को अगर बैन कर दिया है ना, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट विंस मैकमैन का टाइम जब
Yeah,
जब एक बंदे को कंपनी से निकाल दिया है ना, he did not he did not used to allow their name or their references to be
yeah,
done in any of the episode. ठीक
yeah,
है, एंड वी हैव सीन दिस. बट अभी ऐसा इन ट्रिपल एच के टाइम पे ऐसा है
yeah,
कि कोई तो एक इवेंट हुआ था तभी इन द पोस्ट मैच पोस्ट इवेंट प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस ट्रिपल एच पे एक सवाल आया था कि व्हाट डू यू थिंक अबाउट ब्रॉक लेसनर. सो ट्रिपल एच का यही जवाब था कि ब्रॉक इज बीइंग ब्रॉक एंड ही इज सिटिंग एट हिज होम. ठीक है, तो वहां से पहले से ही वो स्टार्ट हो चुका कि ब्रॉक लेसनर का नेम मेंशन हुआ है, किसी डब्ल्यू डब्ल्यू के ऑफिशियल चीज पे मेंशन हुआ है. तो वहां से थोड़ा सा लोग स्पेकुलेट कर रहे कि अरे कब आएगा. फिर
yeah,
बाद में ब्रॉक लेसनर वाज एडेड टू द रोस्टर इन डब्ल्यू डब्ल्यू का वेबसाइट.
yeah.
ठीक है, दिस वाज द सेकंड hint where
Indication.
the fans, yeah, second indication we can say where fans were actually believing कि Brock Lesnar is actually going to come back.
Yeah,
But we never knew the exact date, and till date we never know the exact date कि कब आने वाला है. And बाद में जब आई थिंक ब्रॉक लेसनर का कुछ तो मर्चेंडाइज का भी सेल कुछ तो हुआ था, तभी भी पता चला कि ब्रॉक लेसनर इज गोना कम बैक. एंड
yeah,
अभी इट वाज ये चीज इतने पीक पे आ चुका है कि भाई बस अभी इतना टीज कर रहे हैं कि ब्रॉक लेसनर का नाम 2 बार मेंशन हो रहा है रॉ के एपिसोड में.
yeah.
तो मेरे को लग रहा है कि होने वाला है.
See, the only issue I have with this is because I don't know what Beast, like obviously when you talk about Beast in WWE, you talk about Brock Lesnar. But I don't know if it was Sean Ross Sapp or Brian Alvarez, but when they tried to talk about Brock Lesnar's return in this case, they did not even send anything through paperwork. उन लोग को physical meeting करना पड़ा बोल के कि we took a lot of money to get you out of this game. First of all, like उनको बोला गया था कि विंस मैकमैन और ब्रॉक लेसनर को नाम में मेंशन भी नहीं करने का till SummerSlam or whatever it is. So a lot of time. So they have definitely spent enough resources ki Brock Lesnar is not attached to WWE's name at all. And he's still in an active lawsuit. Even though he's not part of the lawsuit, he is still involved in that. Like, like even if its name is
Yeah.
not there, he's briefly mentioned. And to be honest, it seems to be Brock Lesnar. Regardless of his, accolades and how good he is in ring or whatever, if he is apparently guilty or whatever, obviously he's not going to come back. He's going to get the Vince McMahon treatment where they're not going to acknowledge his existence anymore. And this is still what they're doing. So I am pretty confused on why they would even mention the Beast Wala thing. Why Triple H would even be in an interview say that okay, he's in a farm and if he wants to work with us, he can work with us. It's not like AJ Lee, where apparently there is a speculation where Punk is trying to get AJ Lee. Or was is it Punk or I don't know. I guess WWE is very open to the idea of AJ Lee returning to the ring. It's literally Punk and AJ Lee's decision at this point if they are. Oh, sorry, AJ Lee's decision at this point if she wants to return or not. Right? That actually makes sense. Where it's like, oh yeah, AJ Lee did not really have a controversy or whatever. They're open for that. But Brock Lesnar is a part of an active lawsuit. So it kind of confused. A lot of people are saying that he's going to come in Saudi Arabia because technically Brock Lesnar is a Saudi name kind of situation. You know, like he is the kind of person who would be there. But yeah, it is a very confusing thing. So
See, if WWE is getting back Brock Lesnar, I genuinely want this should be an ultimate surprise, ultimate
yeah,
shocker. We can say कि जैसे एज का हुआ था रॉयल रंबल में,
yeah,
वैसे ही ब्रॉक लेसनर का म्यूजिक होना चाहिए हिट रॉयल रंबल पे. I genuinely want Brock Lesnar to feature in this WrestleMania,
yeah.
and I genuinely want him to see him back in this Royal Rumble.
See, I for some reason cannot get behind Brock Lesnar because if anything in that lawsuit is true about Brock Lesnar, I have immediately lost respect for him. And I genuinely do not feel until and unless it is clear by media. I don't even know if law is gonna be involved in this or not. But in media, if Brock Lesnar does not have a good reputation, they're not gonna bring him back because WWE is doing very well at this point. They're selling tickets at rates where people को kidney बेचना पड़ रहा है front row seats के लिए. So I don't think they want to damage it by bringing somebody who's part of an active lawsuit that involves human trafficking of all things. Okay, so
But then this is a bit contradicting because
yeah,
why will WWE care to mention his name
that's the
on the
confusing.
episodes?
That's the confusing part where it's like, why would you even try to like even if it's not Brock Lesnar, why would you take the word beast because it is so engraved in our brains कि beast बोलेगा तो Brock Lesnar. So
See, I'll just give another example जहाँ पर बॉबी लैशली is currently not in the company.
yeah,
ठीक है. अगर कुछ इन फ्यूचर अगर रिटर्न होता भी है तो फिर ऐसा ऑलमाइटी
yeah,
ऑलमाइटी ऑलमाइटी करते रहेंगे तो फिर पता चल जाएगा कि वो आने
Lashley is
वाला है, कुछ
coming
तो
out.
होने
Yeah,
वाला है. बट अभी कुछ उसका आता पता है ही नहीं कंपनी
he's
में,
in
सो वी
AEW
आर
now.
प्रीटी
Yeah,
श्योर कि ही इज गॉन टू
he's gone.
एडब्ल्यू. सो बट ब्रॉक लेसनर के केस में ऐसा नहीं लग रहा मेरे को कि कभी ना कभी तो आना ही है इसको
Yeah.
वापस.
I feel as soon as the lawsuit thing and the media thing is covered up, like not covered up, I would say, until unless it's sorted that yeah, he is technically not the person referred in the lawsuit, he won't come back. So let's hope that's not the case. And
Yeah.
another thing is Joe Henry teases that he might debut in the Royal Rumble. Okay, hot take. I genuinely want Joe Henry to come on Royal Rumble and have like I know he's not gonna win, but man, I
Yeah.
really want him to have like a lot of eliminations and great moments. I
Yeah.
want to see Joe Henry
I
versus
was
Seth
about to
Rollins.
say that.
Joe Henry
Yeah.
versus Seth Rollins. Joe Henry versus John Cena if he's coming in. Joe Henry versus Roman Reigns. It's just something where it's like he lasts really long in that match, like 10-15 minutes. Like I don't want him to be a one-off thing like they did in Battle Royale. I want him to be like part of it, like genuinely
Yeah.
like show up in number 10 and it's like amazing. I think Sean Spears might return at number 10. It's very funny if that happens. I genuinely
I want to see James Ellsworth back.
James Ellsworth.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Actually,
Ju-
Hornswoggle is back in WWE. To be honest, he
या
has
या
signed
वो
back.
तो पता है मेरे को, बट आई वांट टू, पता नहीं मेरे को अंदर से ऐसा लग रहा है कि मेरे को ऐसा
James,
चाहिए यार, जेम्स एल्सवर्थ का कॉमेडी मेरे को देखना है.
I don't really miss James Ellsworth. Like you know why? You know when James Ellsworth was fun when Dean Ambrose was with him, and Dean Ambrose is now the AEW World Champion. Another bit of news, I would say,
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan finally retires.
Retires.
And huge respect to Daniel Bryan, the starter of women's
See,
movement.
we never took we have actually seen career-ending matches
Yeah,
over the years, ठीक है. But अभी तक we have never taken these kind of matches seriously.
yeah.
But ऐसा flash हुआ कि जॉन मॉक्सली ने करियर खत्म कर दिया इसका. So I just can't believe this कि actually has he retired क्या?
No, I feel he's done because now he's gonna go for a surgery, and this is one of those surgeries where it's like iske baad you can't even you can't perform the level Daniel Bryan wants to perform, and he has been through कि मैं अभी retire हो गया, अभी retire हो गया, अभी retire हो गया, but this time it's like it's over. And okay, this is a fun piece of trivia that I found out on the internet. His last match against last match in Monday Night Raw was against Seth Rollins. His last match in SmackDown was against Roman Reigns, and his last match is
Yeah,
AEW was
yeah, correct.
against
मैंने बताया.
was against John Moxley, and he lost
Yeah,
all of it. By the way,
yeah.
so like literally
He
every
has
place,
he has a pretty bad hisab kitab with the Shield
yeah.
members.
And him and Shield are like weirdly very interconnected because there is a weird timeline issue where if Punk actually did not, leave the company at that point, Shield would have broken up much faster, and there was going to be a triple threat at WrestleMania 30. But instead, because there was going to be CM Punk versus Triple H, but that
Yeah,
got cancelled, and that became his yes moment. There was an opportunity now to do it. So like Daniel Bryan and the Shield, like and these four are like my top four wrestling like because unko hi dekh ke bada. So there is a very weird piece of trivia which I genuinely liked. But I feel it was Daniel Bryan has had an amazing career. I like you cannot
yeah,
deny he is definitely a Mount Rushmore wrestler for my generation, our generation people to be honest. So yeah, I feel this was a pretty good week of wrestling. And
yeah,
we should end the episode. We definitely went a lot over time, but I genuinely had fun doing this format. And please let us
correct.
know how the format was. This is the end of the episode. My name's Adi and he's Rochelle. Bye bye.
Bye
Like,
bye.
share, and subscribe, obviously.